So good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about risk and return. Okay. So this topic will be divided into two parts. The first part I will give you today and the second one will be given tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so the objectives for our materials today is first of all how to measure the risk. The risk measurement in finance usually using the statistical tools, such as variance, standard deviation, and beta. Then the second one, whenever we are facing the risk, we like to reduce that, right? So how to reduce the risk? By using diversification. Third one, how to price risk. We are pricing the risk by using the security market line and capital asset pricing model.
So now the definition of the return. The return itself, there are some of definition that you might face in financial management, but here I will like to give you only in two definition. First of all is the expected return. This is the return that an investor expects to earn on an asset given its price, growth potential, etc. And then the second one is the required return. This is the return that an investor requires on an asset given its risk and market interest rates. So you see here the keyword of the difference between this return is investor expect to earn on an asset from the price and growth potential of the company of the investment, and the required return is the return that the investor require on an asset which has its own risk and it has the market interest rates. So this is, you have to sense this kind of return. And now the definition of risk. Risk is the possibility that an actual return will differ from our expected return. Yeah, so we expect some return, but turns out at that time when we will have that return, so at that time when the actual return happen, there are differences between the actual and the expected. So that's the risk that we have to face, or we will face whenever we will receive the return. And also the definition of risk is the uncertainty in the distribution of possible outcomes. Okay, so we go back again to the required rate of return. Yeah, so you see here that the required rate of return is equal with risk-free rate of return. Okay, we go to this statement first. What is the risk-free rate of return? Now the risk-free rate of return means that the return that the investor will have is a fixed return. Okay, it means whenever the investor will get the fixed return, it means that the investment is risk-free, right? So why we have to set this kind of risk-free rate of return? Why? Because first of all, no investor will receive such a 0% return. No way. Yeah. So there should be a minimum return that the investor will expect. Yeah, where it has no risk, or it's a fixed return, fixed. Okay, so this should be fixed. Now by theory, this kind of risk-free rate of return is called by a treasury security. This is a kind of a bond security which is issued by the government, and this bond will give you a fixed return. Okay, and we call it also as the default risk security. Yeah? So since treasuries are essentially free of default risk, default means it default is kind of a bankrupt, yeah, default or fail to to give to give the return to the investor. So that's why this treasury security is issued by the government, and government is owned by the country, right? So country is never going to be bankrupt or going to be failed. So that's why the treasury security is this kind of security who has risk-free rate of return. Now, just before I've mentioned about the treasury security. Okay, treasury security is issued by the government. And now for a corporate stock or corporate bond. So this is issued by who? By the corporate, of course. Okay, by the corporate. So the required rate of return that the investor desire to have from the corporate stock or corporate bond is the risk-free rate of return, which is benchmarked through the treasury security from the previous slide, plus the risk premium. Yeah, so this is from the treasury security. So it doesn't mean that you own two securities, corporate stock or bond and treasury security. No, but this is just the value of the benchmark value for thinking about the required rate of return, and plus the risk premium. So premium means that this is owned by the corporate. Okay, so this is owned by the corporate. So every kind of stock or bond from a company, it has their own special risk premium. Okay, so that's the simple thing that I can say it to you. And how large how large is the risk premium should we require to buy a corporate security? Because this is the question. Okay, now before we go to answer that question, we start from the beginning first. First of all, whenever you receive, yeah, the investor expect for the return, so it means that the investor expect for the cash flow, right? The hard cash, the money. Okay, so the expected cash flows is actually can be calculated through this formula. So X bar over here means that this is the average cash flow that the investor will receive. Okay, the X bar here. And then this one is every cash flow, yeah, in economic condition I times P. P is probability. Why do we have to calculate this kind of cash flow? Because you see, we cannot predict on how the our investment will go, because no matter what, we always depend on the country condition, on the economic condition. So you need to think about what is the possibility for you to have the cash flows in every kind of economic conditions in the country that you invest. Yeah. Okay. So I will go slow on this topic. So this is the example from the previous formula. Well, I write the formula back. X bar is equal with the sum of the cash flow in every probability of economic condition. Okay, from the condition 1 to the condition n. Now, this is the example of the economic condition. In this example, the condition is given in three modes. First of all, recession. Second one is moderate growth. And the third one is the strong growth. And the probability is given here. Yeah, it can be calculated, but we leave it that way. Just take it that way, that this is a given probability. So the recession is 15%. And the moderate growth 35%, and the strong growth is 50%. And this is the cash flow. So okay, X here is the cash flow. Okay, so the cash flow, if you face the recession condition, you will get 2000, and for moderate growth you will get 2500, and the strong growth 3000. Okay, so what do you think here about the probability for this kind of conditions? You see here, the strong growth is 50%. So, well, I think this is the modern country, yeah, because the strong growth is bigger than the other conditions. So now with an investment of $20,000, what is expected cash flow? Okay, we only see here, yeah, X bar equal with this is. So what you have to calculate is X bar here. And then look, we have how many conditions? We have 3 conditions. Okay. So I will still write Xi and Pi. Then I go here. X bar is equal with. So the first condition is recession. It's 2000. So see here, X, yeah, cash flow. 2000 times 15% plus 2500 times 35% plus 3000 times 50%. That will be, how much is this? Percent, go 15, 30, 100, and these guys, so this is 875 plus 30 times 50 is 1500. And that gives you 300. 300 plus 875 plus 1500 is 2675. So 2675, yeah. So this is the answer of this kind of example. So you see here that the cash flow that you will receive is about 2675. So you cannot expect only, well, this country is modern, so I'm sure that I will receive cash flow for about 3000. No, you cannot do that. You have to think for other possibilities. So not 3000 that you will expect, it might be around 2675. So now we calculate the expected rate of return. Yeah, the expected rate of return, we calculate this the same way with the calculation on the cash flows before, the average cash flow. So K here means the expected rate of return. Ki, now this should be K and the I is under, yeah, rate of return at I. And P, Ki is the probability of rate of return I. Ki, okay. Okay, so this is the example of the probability for having required rate of return. You see here we have now 2 companies, A and B, and also it has 3 conditions of economic, and this is the probability for every conditions. Okay, now you see here the rate of return for every company, or each company has different value. Now you see here, this is minus, it means this is loss, yeah. So for recession condition, PTB having loss for 10%. Okay, so now we calculate the what is the expected rate of return of each company. Which investment do you choose? Okay, back again to the formula. K over here is the sum of K, yeah, K Ki times the probability for every K in every condition. So the I start from 1 to N. In our case, N is 3. So now the K of A. K rate of return. So this is 4% times 20% plus the moderate growth is 10% times 30% plus 14% times 50%. Okay, be careful with the percent over here. I will let only 1%. Okay, remember that percent is the same like 1 over 100. Yeah. So I just let the percentage 1% here. So this is 4 times 20 is 80 over 100 plus 300 over 100% plus 14 times 50 is, oh, wait a minute, 700 over 100%. So that will give you how much? 0.8, right? 80 divided by 100, 0.8 plus 3 plus 7. That will be 10.8%. Okay, now what is KB? What is KB? Okay, I'll erase this first. 10.8, yeah. Okay, now KB is, so this is 10.8%, the answer here. And the KB is minus 10% times 20 here. Yeah, be careful, yeah. 20% plus 14% times 30% plus 30% times 50%. Okay, so that will give you minus 200 divided by 100% plus 1430 is, what is that? Wait a minute, using my calculator now. 420 420% 420 over 100% plus 1500 over 100%. Okay, so that will be, I will write here, yeah, KB is equal with minus 2% plus 4.2% plus 15%. Okay, and that will give you how much? 17.2%. So this is 17.2%. So now, which investment do you choose? Of course, you will choose the biggest one. So even though on recession, yeah, it will facing loss, but still, if we calculate the required rate of return like this, then we will see, oh, yeah, B is good. B is better than A. Okay. Okay, after you learn about the probability for having a cash flow and rate of return in every economic conditions, now we go to the risk. Okay, so you can calculate this. Okay, I forgot to mention this. What we calculate here is single investment, one stock or one bond. Yeah, single. So only one security. Okay, we don't talk about portfolio yet. We don't talk about plenty of securities. We only talk about one security. Okay, now back again to risk. Risk can be calculated through the standard deviation. Remember from the statistic class? Yeah. Standard deviation means that when you calculate about the average, so this is the average, for example, here from the data over here, this is the data, okay, data, and this is the T, and this is the value. So say you have an average here. Now, average means that, yeah, this is the average of the value that you can get from the fluctuative data over here. Now, what is the important thing beside the average value is the dispersion of the average. So how far will the data go from the average? So you see here, this is the value that very far from the average. Okay, so this is the this is the farthest point from the average. So this is the dispersion might go from the average. Okay, so that's why we have to calculate that in order for having a view on how far the data will go from the average. So that's the risk. Yeah, the farthest can be up here and also down here. So if this is about money, you can have the most money in here, and your loss will be also here. Okay, now this is the standard deviation symbol, equal with square root of the sigma, or the sum of ki, the rate of return for every condition, minus the average k, the average rate of return, square, times the probability, times, we'll put times over here. Okay, so now if we go back again to our example from the previous one. Okay, we go back here again. Okay, I will calculate the standard deviation, the risk of A. So that will be the square root of, okay, look here, 4% minus 10.8% squared times 20%. 20%. Yeah, plus 10% minus 10.8% quadrat times 30%. Okay, how much is this again? Plus 14% minus 10.8% square times 50%. Okay, look here, square root of, look, this is percent minus percent quadrat. So I can let go like this. 4 minus 10.8. What is 4 minus 10.8 again? 6.8, yeah, 6.8. 6.8 quadrat percent quadrat. Yeah, okay, are you with me? Now, oh, times 20% again. Times 20% here, because we still have over here 20%, plus 10 minus 10.8. Oh, this is minus 6.8. Okay, 10 minus 10.8 is minus 0.8 quadrat with percent quadrat. Percent quadrat is 1 over 100 quadrat, right? So I just write down as percentage times 30% plus 14 minus 10.8 is 3.2 quadrat percent quadrat 50%. Look here, this is factor percent quadrat percent quadrat percent quadrat percent. So it means percent over 3 power by 3, correct? So I can let go this percentage quadrat out from the square root. So now we only facing here. Minus 6.8 quadrat times 20. How much is that? Times 20%. 9.248. Well, I go over again. Quadrat and this is 0.8 quadrat times 30% is 0.192 plus 3.2 quadrat times 50% is 5.12. So, and this is, I still put percent over here, times 9248 plus 0.192 plus 5.12 is 14.456. And the square root of this 3.816%. So this is sigma A. Now you go with yourself, what is the B? And from this risk between A and B, which one that you choose between those risks? Okay, this is part 1 of our material from week 4. Thank you very much for today, and see you for the second part. Do it this, okay?